Hello everybody, Sarah here, and I am back with not necessarily a tutorial, although I am going to show you what I'm doing, but more of a sharing of an idea. So on a playthrough that I am doing with Kyle Axington and his wife, we took over a Draugr village. And we kind of left the Draugr village in its original format. So thatch roofs, wood, kind of like the building behind me, like the building over there and the building over there, like wood and thatch. So it was very, very, very rustic looking. However, we got to the Mistlands and we had to build this big black box, which doesn't really fit with the vibe that we had in the village. So I came up with a plan, an idea to kind of make this fit in with our village a bit better. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. And actually, I'm going to move... I should not have put these in yet, the stairs. So we'll go ahead and move these real quick. But just because the village was very rustic looking and this is very industrial, modern looking, I wanted something that was a little bit more suited to our village. So I'm going to put in a stone foundation here because it'll just look nice. And like I said, it's probably something... It's probably something that somebody's done somewhere. However, I have not seen a video of anybody doing this as a way to kind of make an Eitr Refinery. I've seen a lot of videos on Eitr Refineries, but not anything specifically like what I intend to do today. It's a pretty simple idea, pretty basic idea, but you know. So now that we've got our stone foundation in, I'm gonna go ahead and put some stairs here. Building, there we go, that's what I want. And then I'm gonna put that there and a little bit of wood flooring like that. Okay, so that's gonna be that. And I am sure that somebody has done this somewhere. And the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna figure out where I want my window at, because I'm gonna put in some faux windows. So I think I'm gonna put this front window, if I can get my snap point correct. I think I'm gonna put it here on this side. And I think over here I might make it a little bit bigger. And no. Do I want it bigger? No, I don't think I do. I can put two windows on this side, but for the sake of making this video, I'm probably not going to even put the windows on the other side. I'm just going to show you what I did here. And because I want this to be a pretty sizable window, but without really going all the way up to the edge there, I need that not to be touching the top. I'm going to do that. And bring it down low like this. Okay. And so then we can... Actually, I'm going to put in the banners first. So I'm going to use these banners as a... Oh, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see. I use these banners as kind of to represent curtains for our build here. You can use whatever banner you want, or you could even use the jute, as long as you did it so that you couldn't see the black behind it. That's the point, is to hide that black bit so that it looks like a solid window. I'm going to put that in for a minute, and I'm going to snap that to the top, and then I can take that back out. And then same down here. I'm going to put that in for a minute. Snap that to the bottom. And take that back out. Alright. So we've got something resembling a window. Okay. Now to add this a little bit of depth, I'm going to do something. Now Kyle Axington does this bay window thing very well, and this is kind of a variation of Kyle's bay windows. Alright, so we're going to put some angled pieces like that, and then we're going to pull this forward a bit on the sides here. I don't know if I want to go all the way up. I might want to just... I'm in creative mode, which is why I'm able to fly and build without bits. So I'm going to try this center one, because it's angled, kind of messes with the placement. We're going to do like that. And snap these on the top. Like that. To give our window a little bit of depth. And then we're going to go ahead and put in some angled ones on the side. So it looks a little bit like a bay window, but not quite the same as what Kyle does, which is fantastic, by the way. And if you've never seen his bay windows, you should totally go check those out. Actually, let's do the big ones. Yeah, that looked nicer. Okay. But the idea behind the doing of these walls and whatnot around this building is that I didn't want something so cold. And so I thought, well, how can we use wood and still... Oh, that's not right. Oof. How can we use wood and still get the Eitr to not be shooting off all over the place? And this is what I came up with as an alternative to the big black box. So I don't know if you noticed while I was doing that, while I was talking, I snapped that to the pieces out front, so they're shaped with the wall. That'll give it a little bit of depth. And then, to really sell the idea of this being a window, we're going to put in some shutters. Like this. And we're also going to put in some glass. To really kind of sell the idea of it being a window. And then we're going to do the same up here. Use... do I want to bring that wall? No, I think I'm going to leave that wall there. Or the window. I'm going to have it be a little higher on this side. But I wanted it to fit the vibe of our village, and the black marble just didn't suit. So we went ahead and oh no, that's right. Because I'm going to put a full-size door there. All right, so let's go like this, and then we'll frame out this bottom part, and then we'll put our door in like that. Okay. So now we've got our door and we've got our window. We're going to go ahead and put our curtains in on this side. Now I'm pointing at the wall to bring this forward a little bit, but not too far. I want it kind of sunk back, but just enough. Just enough. All right. Line it up. Nice and clean. There we go. Then let's go ahead and put our framework around it. And then we're going to add our depth. All right. Like this. And I never ever do these with like a plan, so I never know exactly what they're gonna look like when I'm done with them. Always kind of just go with the flow, how I'm feeling about the build. They never come out the same, so feel free, obviously, to make any alterations to what you're seeing that you want. Because there's no hard set rules in Valheim when it comes to building. If you can think it and you can do it, then do it. Alright, we're gonna put some corners on here. Like this. And then to add a little more on this window, we're gonna put in a beam here. And like that. There, and then we're going to put in our shutters. And our glass. Like that. All right. So that's what our windows would look like. And for the sake of this video, hopefully not being too terribly long, I'm just going to put walls for right now. But you get the idea. You can put the windows wherever you want, how many windows you want, at whatever size you want the windows. But for the sake of this video, we're not going to do all of them. Alright, so now that we've got the walls up, we're going to go ahead and frame this in. Now, the hardest part of this build is obviously we need to still be able to access this doohickey over here. I don't know what it's called. If somebody knows what that's called, please tell me what that's called, because I really don't know what that's called. But we want to still be able to access this without it looking too weird. And I've come up with a couple of different solutions. I could show you one of them real fast. So for one solution, I actually turned this into a 2-story. Took the walls up like this, and then had a staircase coming up the side to access the upstairs apartment of this house. I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to show you my original idea today, of how I dealt with the idea of being able to access that little thing, because obviously you're going to need to. And in the original build that I did of this, we had a wall that ran behind the building where we placed it, that we were able to hop up on the wall and get up on top of the roof. So for the original idea, we didn't need to add additional stairs or anything to get to that roof line. depending on where you're placing it, you may have to come up with some creative ways to get to that little doohickey thing. But for this video, I'm gonna go ahead and go with what I did for the original build. And honestly, like, if you were doing it, you could probably jump from here to there. Hopefully by the time you get to the point where you're building an Eitr Refinery, you have a little bit of jump skills. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and this will be our overhang for our building. And there's a couple different ways you can do this. You can do this so that you're going with the size of the block, depending on how big you want your chimney. I think it's easier to do that because, actually, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I think it's easier to do that because then the roof panels, you don't have to like jimmy them into place. They'll be perfectly fine. With this placement. So we're going to use our 26-degree wall or roof. So I'm going to go with this. And I always like to have a little bit of an inner roof line in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real fast. We'll add in our spaces here. And we're going to use, oh my goodness, save lag. All right, we're going to use this beam. I'm going to go from the corners here. Like so. And then I don't care for the cross beams. If you like them, go ahead and leave those in. I don't know. I don't personally care for them. So I'm going to take and just do a nice clean roof peak. All right. That. And then top. And there we go. All right, so now we have our roof line. I'm going to go ahead and there's what I was talking about the facing. You see how that's exactly the width of one of these roof pieces. It does make it a little bit easier when you face it out like that. And I'm going to leave this side open for right now, and I'll show you here in just a moment why I'm doing that. Because you're going to need to build your I can words, people. I'm sorry. You're going to need to build your chimney. Now, this side I'm going to actually leave open because this will be the side that we'll be able to access the chimney or this little doobobber with. I'm going to put in 1 meter on top of that. And what we're going to use is our shutters. Now, you could use anything you wanted for this part. It doesn't have to be shutters. I just like the way that they look. And so it gives a little bit of color, or more texture than color, to our chimney that I just think looks nice. All right, so we're gonna put like that, and then if you can figure out how to get up here, you can access the little doohickey thing, whatever that's called. You guys, I really don't know what that's called. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put an edge around this to kind of finish it off a bit, because you'll still be able to access it. All right, and so now we have a chimney. You could even put, I don't know, a fire in there. Like, you seriously could, because it's on black marble. If you wanted to put, say, just a campfire down in there, like right behind it, like that, it'd give you that sense of a chimney, the smoke coming out and whatnot. Go back to building, grab our roof piece, and let's finish off the roof on this side. All right. Let's add a little bit more detail to our front here. So I'm gonna add, let's see, I want it to kind of be halfway between that piece and that piece. So I'm gonna use a forward beam, and I'm gonna snap this right there, so it'll be kind of in between the door jamb and the roof line. All right, so we're gonna do that, and then hammer. We'll do like that, and then to get the spacing for our little awning, because I'm actually not going to use the roof pieces to do this. I'm going to actually use our wooden beams. I'm going to snap it to the top, and I'm going to snap it to the door like this. Do we want to do one more? I don't think we need to. All right. So now that you got the one side in, you can go and add the second side in. So it creates a little awning over our stairs. And then I like to take the corvid beam and kind of bring it in a bit so that it's kind of inside, using the shift place, kind of inside the beams here a little bit, to kind of create some support, some imaginary support. And then I'm going to actually add a little bit of detail here as well. I snap it to the center because I don't want it to come out very far. And I'm going to take a beam, and I'm going to snap it to the end there like that. And then, because I don't want it to go to the edge, I'm going to use the cross and do it kind of in the middle here, like this. And you could add some shields or whatever on there. If you have the Plant Everything mod, you could really add some color and texture to this, like I did in the thumbnail. Add some vines and plants and things around it to really kind of give it a feel of a cozy house. But there is my idea, and it's perfectly usable as an Eitr Refinery. You could put some chests in the floor here to protect them from the sparks, and put a little storage in here. But it definitely fits the vibe of a more rustic village, like what we had going on our playthrough. And it fits a little bit better than a more modern looking black box. But with that, I'm going to end this video here, and I'm going to say thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a good one wherever you are in your day. Bye, everybody.